I think that all too often we are under a certain illusion around what the critical success factors of any given startup is or should be. So obviously you have to have the right critical product insight, the right technical insights. You have to work hard. You have to recruit really well. You have to understand how to scale and growth hack your business. All of those things have to be present. However, some things are only illusory. The identifying that the founder or the CEO has to be some sort of canonical, super brash and risk-taking, assertive, male, hoodie-wearing person. I think that oftentimes we pattern match a little bit too readily to that stereotype in the tech investing world. And I think that that's one example of where we're sort of living in the matrix, in the sense that we believe these things that are not actually true. The other part of that metaphor is really about how once you start noticing these flaws or these bugs in the matrix, you notice them all the time. Once you start to notice, for example, just the earlier point that I was making about the differences in the way that men and women communicate, once you sort of accept and really internalize this concept that, hey, that person, maybe reflexively for reasons that you've been socialized all throughout the years to believe, that she sounds weak to you. If you hear her differently, she's not weak at all. In fact, she sounds awesome, right? In fact, what she's doing is really great. And we need to give her that space and grace to be able to have her ideas breathe in a meeting. Another one is that I sadly have noticed is how oftentimes in meetings when women have a great idea, they posit that idea, and for the reasons that we've already discussed, that idea kind of gets glossed over. 5 minutes later, a male colleague has the same idea, says the same thing, and then everyone in the room is like, hey, Bob, that's a great idea, awesome. And so once you start being in tune to that stuff, you see it, and then you're able to call it out and say, oh, hey, yes, Bob, great idea, but actually Lisa had that same idea 5 minutes ago, and we should give credit where credit is due. So this idea of kind of getting unplugged from the matrix is simply just being really hyper aware of it on a day-to-day basis. And I guarantee you, once you start doing that, you'll start to see the severity of the matrix.